In Pima County, opioid overdoses are the #1 cause of death, and drug addiction is behind the majority of property crimes. Last month, Tucson police implemented a new program to address both issues. The deflection program lets officers choose whether to arrest people for minor felony drug crimes or refer them for treatment instead. Since July, nearly 50 people have avoided arrest. We learned more about this approach from Assistant Chief Kevin Hall, who is spearheading the department's efforts.
This is a public health issue. So what the deflection program is about is not putting these folks in jail where they don't receive treatment and it only exacerbates their issues, but it's about finding the right placement for them with treatment.
Describe how this works. An officer interacts with somebody who's just committed a crime and maybe needs more than just being placed in the Pima County Jail.
Well, yes, and that's a true deflection, and there's a lot of different parts of this program, but the deflection part is there are criminal charges that a person can be charged with. For example, if an officer comes across somebody on a bicycle traffic, what we call bicycle traffic, they stop somebody for riding on the wrong side of the road. They have a syringe sticking out of their pocket. Well, they have reasonable suspicion to stop them, and then they have probable cause to make an arrest for narcotics paraphernalia. At that point in time, the officer engages them with the training that we've provided, and they make a determination whether this person is ready for treatment or not, because a lot of people are not ready, and they have to be ready for treatment. Otherwise, we're just wasting our time. After the officer engages that individual, then they make the decision, is treatment better for this individual at this point in time than jail? They can either call our primary partner, Kodak, or they can transport the individual themselves. Kodak will send out a team to pick up the individual.
Once at Kodak, medical professionals will assess each person and determine if it's safe for them to begin medicated-assisted treatment for their addiction. We learn more from Kodak's Vice President of Clinical Services, Dan Barden.
Right now, about 2/3 of the people that are coming in are actually, getting engaged in treatment and doing really well. So, and a third of them go into what we refer to as an outreach stage. They might check in, they might leave. We go find them, we get them engaged.
Kodak can get patients started on Suboxone or Methadone, often an outpatient daily dose, so they can avoid withdrawals while they detox. Treatment varies depending on the person and their history of drug use. Some are treated in months, others take years.
Once upon a time there was a belief in that, once you started methadone you could never come off it, but that's not really true. Our Dr. Anate works really well with his team and all the docs to work with members to make sure that we're always creating that hope and moving toward detox.
Kodak has existed in Tucson for 45 years. This past January, it expanded its services to treat people 24/7, a rare resource in this area made possible thanks to federal funding.
When somebody decides it's time to get help, we wanted to be here, we wanted to be open, we wanted to be available to them when they made that decision so they could walk in at that point in time, get assessed, we could talk to them about appropriate treatments and get them started in treatment. We're in this wonderful place right now when it comes to funding, because between all of the different funding that's out there is there's money for anybody. There's funding for anybody who wants opioid use disorder treatment now. Not saying that I can't afford it, I can't pay for it, is not an excuse right now.
On the issue of funding, I asked Assistant Chief Hall what the deflection program cost the city of Tucson. Let's say this person goes to rehab and fails, doesn't do well. Any bounce back to the city as a result of that?
No, it is absolutely cost neutral from a financial standpoint. There's no liability from a criminal standpoint. The only thing that we did is save the taxpayers about $375 for not booking the individual and taking them to treatment.
It sounds like a second chance. Any concern that this might send the wrong message to people who are just drug users and wanting to maybe get off easy?
There is that trend amongst certain members of the community that drug use is a moral failure or a choice. What we know, once again, the science behind addiction, particularly with opioids, is while it may have been a choice at the very beginning, it very rapidly, within 30 to 60 days, it's no longer a choice. They need the drugs, and they have to have the drugs.
Putting a lot of pressure on the officer to make that judgment, or the training creates that scenario for them to know this is the person who needs treatment as opposed to jail time?
Well, law enforcement officers make life and death decisions almost daily, and the pressures that they are under in a variety of different circumstances make, in my opinion, make them uniquely qualified to make these kind of decisions, which are not a whole lot of pressure for them. one way or another, they're going to deal with the individual. The only pressure is, are they doing it in the right way? Is treatment better or is jail better? And we've very much supported the officer on either decision.
Have you had officers who were concerned that this is not necessarily their area of expertise or that it's taking them outside their line of work?
Yes, yes. And we've dealt with this in the past when we first offered, or when we first mandated that the officers have to carry naloxone, and we were one of the first departments in Arizona to do that. We got that pushback. Well, this isn't what we signed up for, and this isn't our job. And you know, we said, welcome to 21st century policing. It's your job now. And quite frankly, it only took a couple of saves or rescues, and everybody was on board. As soon as they saw that this stuff actually works and they save lives, I mean, let's face it, cops get into the job to help people. And as soon as they figure out they can save somebody's life really quickly and really easily, all of that resistance went away.
Tucson police can only refer adults for deflection as long as they're not on probation or parole for violent offenses or haven't been arrested in the past year for a violent offense. Researchers at the University of Arizona are also evaluating the program's success.